Perspectives. Sometimes we lose them. We don't see from another person's eyes. We simply convince ourselves that we are correct and dismiss the other person's perspective as meaningless, illogical, and without emotions. It is always good to look at the perspective of others before making a decision. Before saying them, even before saying anything. It may seem weak in the short term because you end up considering a lot of people's emotions and feelings and positions. But in the long term, let's see who's going to stand. Respect, understanding, look at those eyes. Be in their shoes. Sympathize. It is the path to greatness. Day 48, 100 meaningful days. A lot of things could go wrong. The market may stumble 1 or 2%. And during pandemic, it could go beyond 6, 7, 10% even. Sales will not meet your requirement. Delivery will be late. Friggin' electricity will be put off for an hour or even 2. People will even be mean. And they mean to be mean. But the most important thing is that at the end of the day, there's always tomorrow. And when you're down, there ain't no other way to go but up. Sometimes in a day, you run out of meaning and inspiration. It could be anything. It could be about anxiety about the future, that it may not come as you hope it would be. It could be the past and how you most probably missed this or that, or have not said the right words or acted on a solemn promise. Whatever they are, or whatever they were, these things stress us out day after day, sometimes minute after minute, moment by moment. Hence the whole idea of mindfulness, of being present in the moment, which I happily found being taught in Tanglin, a British school in Singapore. It almost always hits the spot. It is not religion, nor does it force one to lean on Atman or Buddha or Allah or Christ. It is merely that staying in the present moment, not judging, not grasping. With mindfulness comes well-being, taking care of yourself, drinking enough water, having enough sleep. Is 2 hours enough? Avoiding harmful substances? Yes, I deliberately downplayed them so I wouldn't be forced to enumerate them. And just being in the best possible version of yourself. Come to think of it, that is mindfulness, right? Remove anxiety and worry. People come and people go. Don't grasp on anyone. Everyone must pass you by. Don't grasp on titles because you were naked and nameless when you were born. Don't grasp for affection because in the end you will have to content yourself with just being respected and even just remembered by the people who know you best. Don't grasp importance. Look around you. The trees and the sky, they were there before you and will be there after you are long gone. And yet the whole world are standing. they're standing on is just a tiny speck on the Milky Way galaxy. The latter is just a speck in the vastness of just level 1 of cognizable universe. Be mindful of your smallness and how, despite it, your life could be meaningful to at least just one life. Just one. Thanks to those who listen until this part. In the end, it's all about attitude. Your attitude determines your altitude. It is not the loudest nor even the experience. You become great by sticking it out until all the losers are out. Until they give up. Until then, you stay. Or even beyond that, you struggle, you stick around. You don't prove yourself to other people, nor to your parents, nor to your teachers. You prove yourself to your future. You look at yourself now, at the blessed now, and look at your goals. You get excited and work smart and work hard. And work with a winning attitude. Yes, with the words right out of Miss Universe pageant. Day 49, 100 meaningful days. Do not measure your happiness from something or someone outside of you. Do not rely on them because sometimes they will not be true. Don't give your heart easily because sometimes the other person is not true nor deserving. Be at peace then and be joyful in solitude, learning to be complete first on your own, that your completeness shall overflow and complete others too. And when the one comes to finally complete the want of your soul, everything else will have its proper place and meaning. On one clear day, you will see eternity before you and will wonder, where the fuck have you been all this time? As you grow older, you tend to be sadder. For one, there are many people who were once in your life but now have distanced themselves or maybe are going on with their own lives. You tend to lose them while, when they used to be around. Some of them die, some of them move to other places. Some of them just simply, don't keep in touch anymore. Another thing that saddens the older soul are the plans that he made when he was young. There used to be a time of youth when everything seems to be possible. Not to be negative, but as you grow older, the sights and perspectives, they do change. You don't go for the moon already. You don't go for the moon anymore. You tend to be realistic. You tend to be focused on just the circle before you. your ambition, of course, determines how big the diameter of the circle is. A lot of people, tend to lower that diameter for fear of not accomplishing a lot in life. As a young person, you may start, dreaming of fame, glory, money, riches, everything. Buying a big house by the time you reach 30 or 35, buying an expensive car, owning a Ferrari by the time you reach 30 or 35. But as you grow older, you realize, hey, it's not possible. Especially if you're just working for somebody else, right? So what happens to your dream? You adjust it a little bit here and there. You lower down your expectations, because if not, you will be a lot sadder and more depressing or more depressed, right? But come to think of it, all the other things that I've said will become bullshit after this. Come to think of it, when you become older, you don't really become sad. You just become realistic. You just become serious with life, knowing that it might end, sooner than you expected. When you get older, you have accomplished so much, and then realize that they're nothing compared to the true end, the true north. And you can only say to the God of death, not today. As Arya said, right? So as you grow older, your expectations do not really go down or get adjusted just because you're old. I think it's not really about that time, the age, because you might be 60, right? I'm not 60 yet, but you might be 60 and think that, okay, I can no longer travel to France or Germany or whatever that is, and you may tell yourself, okay, I'll just content myself with going around, the Philippine Islands. And then when COVID came, you said to yourself, oh no, I'm just going to enjoy life as it unfolds, etc. It's being flexible with whatever is thrown to you by life, right? If life is unlimited, if you can live to 1,000 years, maybe you will feel different. You will feel differently. For one, you don't know when you're going to die. At the time you're 60, you're lowering your dreams already, and you didn't know that you're going to die at 120 years old. And come to think of it, looking back, you will tell yourself, oh my God, I have only lived 50% of my life and I've already thrown in the towel, right? So you have to balance all those things out. As I said, if life were unlimited, if life is going to go on for 1,000 years, like Thor or Odin or whatever, then it would be different. Your life is going to be different. You'll appreciate people more because it's not you, it's them. You're going to see them be born and die when you will continue on, and it's going to be a different ballgame. Well, if everybody is going to live for a lot of years and years, like everybody lives to 1,000 years, then I think you'll be more carefree. Maybe you won't work till you're 160 or 250 years old. Maybe you'll be lazy all day because anyway you'll still have a lot of time. So you balance those out and you will see that life is precious as it is. And I'm quoting Gwen of Spider-Man. Life is precious because it is limited, because it is short. And because it is short, because it is precious, you tend to make important everything that comes your way. Every conversation, every chance that you can get to make other people be positive, make their lives meaningful instead of meaningless, to make their lives important, instead of making them depressed, to make them a little happier instead of making them sad, to make them feel about their mission, with an invigorated soul, instead of putting them down and saying, no, that's not good, you're going to die very young, instead of going around and distributing negativism everywhere. You go around and distribute happiness and sow, little seeds of kindness and happiness here and there, because life is short. Life is short and it is precious. And every chance that you can get of shaping the lives of others and making your life meaningful and positive, you do it, because life is short.